The SCARF model was developed in 2008 by David Rock in his paper SCARF, a brain-based model for collaborating with and influencing others. SCARF stands for the 5 key domains that influence our behavior in social situations. These are status, our relative importance to others; certainty, our ability to predict the future; autonomy, our sense of control over events; relatedness, how safe we feel with others; fairness, how fair we perceive the exchanges between people to be. The model is based on neuroscience research that implies that these 5 social domains activate the same threat and reward responses in our brain that we rely on for physical survival. Status. Mishandling feedback can threaten someone's sense of status and may even cause them to become angry and defensive. A gentler approach could help. For instance, you could offer the person the chance to evaluate their own performance first, or trying to reframe your feedback in a more positive way. Or perhaps you feel that your status as a manager is threatened by people on your own team, particularly if they are highly skilled. This may cause you to lash out and be hypercritical. You can avoid this kind of self-sabotaging behavior by facing your fears and challenging them. Learn to appreciate the positive aspects of your talented team. Give your team members regular praise when they perform well, and provide them with opportunities to develop their skills and knowledge. Certainty. When we are uncertain of something, the orbital frontal cortex of our brain starts to work overtime as it attempts to make sense of the unknown. This can cause us to feel threatened and to lose focus. Reduce the likelihood of this happening by breaking down complex processes into smaller, more understandable chunks. And, to help people to cope better with uncertainty, encourage them to develop their flexibility and resilience. The human brain prefers predictability. When we know what to expect, we feel safe. This safety is a reward in itself, and you can maximize it by being clear on what you expect. Autonomy. Micromanagement is the biggest threat to autonomy. Try to avoid getting too involved with people's day-to-day work. Instead, show that you trust their judgment by including them in decision-making processes, and be sure to delegate tasks instead of holding on to them. Encourage your people to become more autonomous by allowing them to take on more responsibility and to use their initiative. Give them the freedom to try out new ideas and fail without consequence when you can. Relatedness. A lack of relatedness can leave us feeling isolated and lonely. This can reduce creativity, commitment, and collaboration. Combat this by introducing buddy systems or mentoring arrangements, and take particular care to check in regularly with vulnerable team members, such as virtual workers. When we connect with others, our brains release the hormone oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. The more oxytocin that's released, the more connected we feel. So, work to build up strong team bonds by scheduling in regular one-on-ones, or by organizing a team lunch or team-building event. Fairness. If someone believes something to be unfair, it will activate her insular cortex, the region of the brain that is linked to disgust. This results in a powerful threat response. Minimize the impact of this by being open and honest with the person about what's going on and why. Most importantly, make sure that you treat everyone fairly, encourage mutual acceptance, and never show favor or exclude people on purpose. Unfairness will more likely occur where there is a lack of rules, expectations, or objectives. Our primitive reaction helps to explain the sometimes strong emotional reactions that we can have to social situations, and why it's often hard to control them. It's instinct, and unfortunately we can't just turn it off. For example, when we are left out of an activity, we might perceive it as a threat to our status and relatedness. Research has shown that this response can stimulate the same region of the brain as physical pain. In other words, our brain is sending out the signal that we're in danger. Furthermore, when we feel threatened, either physically or socially, the release of cortisol, the stress hormone, affects our creativity and productivity. We literally can't think straight, and this increases the feeling of being threatened. On the flip side, when we feel rewarded, for instance, when we receive praise for our work, our brains release dopamine, the happy hormone. And of course, we want more, so we seek out ways to be rewarded again.